Full and uncut versions available on Patreon. Check in the description below.
Greetings once again, Pokemaniacs. Duuz-Diz-Din back at it again with more of the Pokemon Adventures manga, the Black and White arc. After Black and White's encounter with N of Team Plasma and the strange phenomenon of people being encouraged to release their Pokemon, they arrive in Striaton City, where Charon and Bianca finally catch up with Black in an effort to warn him that he has the only working Pokédex. But the place they catch up to him in is, in fact, the Striaton City Gym, run by Salon, Cress, and Chili. While White dips out, Bianca and Charon end up involved in the gym battle together. And while at first Black doesn't want them to be a part of it, Charon reads Black the riot act about how selfish he's been. It was because of his rash action that Sharon and Bianca's Pokedexes were destroyed, and how he never seemed to give one thought to what had even happened to his friend. And while this might have seemed like a bit of a falling out, this seemed to more strengthen the relationship, as the triplets allowed this to be a learning situation for Bianca, who was woefully misinformed about how Pokemon typing worked. And so the three friends went into the fray and ended up in a triple battle against the triplet. Whoever has the most Pokemon standing wins by the time the 30 minutes is up. And in a situation that actually manages to, as far as I understand, do a better job than the games to implement a mechanic that's specifically available in Black and White triple battles. They managed to take out Chili's Pansear, while Salon's Pansage does get knocked around a bit, and Cress's Panpour managed to keep them on the ropes. It ends up being seemingly Snivy and Oshawott to go down, only for Tepig to have gotten some of the healing seeds of Pansage in order to revive its comrades by the time time runs out, meaning that our three friends end up winning 3 badges apiece. Black also gives his friends a cross transceiver to communicate, but they forget to ask Black about getting his number so they can keep up with him. Black had also shown them that he had put his Pokedex to good use in order to know about Pansage's healing ability with its little head flakes. They're then properly introduced to White and informed about the whole, job situation. As Black and White travel, Black's Muna is abducted by Team Plasma at the Dream Yard, and with a little help from Fennel and Amanita, who are researching the power of dreams turned into actual energy, they're able to rescue Black's Pokemon. But it seems as though Team Plasma also has an interest in the power of dream. How will this come into play later? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, Pokemon Adventures Black and White, Volume 3, though technically it's Volume 44, or 45 of the overall Pokemon special story. You have a really fun cover with Black and White. I love their two Tepigs nuzzling, and even Galvantula on the cover. And we have Reshiram and Zekrom, right? I think so. I think that's their name. Zekrom and Reshiram. Yep. Had to double check to make sure that's their names, because, dude, I have almost never seen this Pokemon in action before. I've seen, like, glimpses and other stuff, and shorts and little moments, and I think Generations and Evolution, but I think I ended up backing off of those when I was just like, oh, I know nothing about any of the plot going on here. I'm gonna just slowly back away. But a very cute cover. It's not always black and white, but your heart always knows what's right. It's not about win or lose, it's the road you choose. Let the journey begin. Pokemon. I'm sorry, I do actually know the theme song, and I love it. I love the theme song. Oh, I do know this Pokemon. In the little Who's This Pokemon section, we have Scraggy. Such a silly looking Pokemon, but I've seen it enough that it's really kind of grown on me. Although its evolutionary phase is just like, You don't feel like you've really changed too much overall. All right, it's adventure number 12, Wheeling and Dealing. Oh, really? Okay, we seem to have, I think, White checking over her inventory, saying business cards check. Yeah, gotta have that. Sample images check. Yeah. Ooh, she burned to a CD. Nice. Flyers to recruit new Pokemon performers. Check. She looks over GG and Tap, saying healthy glow. Check. Silky hair. Check. Team spirit. Check. He looks in a mirror, saying smile. Check. Black has his jacket unzipped as he says, I hope we encounter more exciting business opportunities soon. Oh no, I think it's White saying that. And then she notices that Black has his jacket unzipped and she just goes over and zips it up. Like, I've been told the relationship starts out a lot better than Ruby and Sapphire, and you got that right. She tells him, come on, Black, get ready. And they set off on the next adventure. They end up at Cafe Warehouse. Interesting. Where White calls out, hello, everyone. Sorry to intrude on your meal. Is this one of those Battle Cafe places? Or can she just announce something anywhere? Interesting. And she's at, like, in front of a projection monitor with the two Tepig. The audience say, huh? Haven't I seen those Tepig somewhere before? Like, come on. I mean, you'd recognize the bow. Oh, those are the Tepig from that TV show All My Pokemon. White calls out, that's right. I'm president and manager of the BW agency. We specialize in Pokemon performers. My name is White. She then brings up the scene on the monitor saying, we provide Pokemon talent for television, movies, commercials, and more. The audience says, oh, how cute. Oh, yeah, I've seen that show. White then presents her business card saying, would you like your Pokemon to become a star? Could Pokemon help you promote your products? If I've piqued your interest, feel free to stop by and talk to me. She then goes up to the bar, telling, I guess, the owner of the cafe, thanks for letting me announce my service here. The owner says, no problem. White then says, hey, maybe I'll even hire one of your... Oh, it's the manager saying, hey, maybe I'll even hire one of your Pokemon for a print ad for our restaurant. White says, really? That would be great. Only to hear the usual rhetoric from outside of, Yahoo! As Black shouts, I'm going to the Pokemon League and I'm gonna win! I'm so totally absolutely gonna win that tournament! Watch out, Elite Four, Chantel, Caitlin, Grimsley, Marshall. I'm never gonna forget those names. Oh, especially Caitlin. And reigning champion Alder, ready or not, here I come. Reigning champion Alder, huh? I'm interested to see how that changes. The owner of the cafe says, that guy works for you, right? Well, he's disturbing our customers. White gives a bow saying, I'm sorry, I'm really, really sorry. She goes running outside saying, hey, Black! Black turns with a smile. Oh, have you finished taking care of show business, boss? Great. Well, I'm off to my gym battle then. I'm taking Tep with me. He grabs Tep and runs off, with White shouting, wait a minute! I do love that Tep just waves to Gigi and Gigi waves back. White says, I just lost another job thanks to your shouting. Now I have to talk to more people to drum up some business. Black says, huh? Like he's aghast. It is kind of messed up that you keep kind of disrupting her business. And you're like, dude, can you like do that somewhere else? But White goes over to a balcony saying, do you have any idea where we are? This is Nasrina? Oh man, another pronunciation issue. As far as I can tell, Necrene City, Jim. Necrene City. The art and fashion capital of the Unova region, where up-and-coming artists gather in centuries-old warehouses, renovated into shops and ateliers? Is that the word? Ateliers? I'm not used to that word. Man, I swear, I've learned so many new words from this, none of which I will retain in my lexicon. This city is a crucial hotspot. If we find work here, the BW agency name will be on everyone's lips. Plus, this milieu is bound to cultivate Tep and Gigi's artistic sensibilities. Again, another word I've never heard before. He then says, you need to learn how to promote our agency too, Black. Why don't you introduce yourself to that street musician over there? Here, hold out the business card like this. as she pushes him forward to the man playing the accordion on the street. Black doesn't quite get the words out as it looks like he's about to cry. Well, the man questions, what's up? White steps in, saying, watch me. I love your music, she says to the musician. The musician says, oh, why, thank you. White then says, haven't I seen you somewhere before? Oh, I know, in that kid's musical show, Early Evening Quartet, if I'm not mistaken. The man says, that's right. I'm on that show from time to time. White says, I knew it. See, I can't do stuff like that. That just no. That's a no for me. I suck at promoting things, which is why you should probably join my Patreon in order to support me. So I never have to do anything like that ever in my life. I'd be terrible, and I'd never be able to put food on the plates of my children and wife and all that good stuff. Guilt, 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 guilt. I'm just kidding. White then says, I knew it. I know I can't help thinking. Your act would be even more popular if you had a mascot. The man ponders this, and White then sets up the two tepping on both sides of him, saying, you could have a Pokemon by your side and smile at it every now and then. There we go, perfect. The man marches around playing the accordion as the Pokemon follow. I gotta admit, that would actually be kind of cute. White says they could clap along with the music too. The man says, oh, this is nice. Black is actually taking in all of this, like, oh, she reeled him in fast. All right, I'll give it a whirl. White then says to the man, my Pokemon, I would love to work with you. Don't hesitate to call on me at this. And she hands over the card, I think, only for the director from the previous shoot she was involved in to come in saying, hey there, White. Angrily, he says. White says, oh, Mr. Director. The director says, ha, you're a slick one. Persuading him to do business with you, are you? And White just kind of mischievously laughs as the director says to the musician, great idea. Mind if we include these Pokemon in today's filming? The man says, fine by me. Okay. Oh, did she know how much of a business opportunity this was? Oh, she's slick. Oh, yeah, no, I can't. She was made for Hollywood. If she can spot someone in the industry at a glance. Like, it seemed like this was a learning moment, but she actually, like, full on got involved with something that would be a great business opportunity. Interesting. White says, really? You mean it? The director says, all right, let's prep the shoot. Get him to wardrobe and makeup. The makeup artist says, yes, sir, come this way, please. The musician says, what about my accordion? The assistant director says, oh, I'll keep an eye on it. The director then says, how's that noisy young man you hired working out? White looks around saying, you mean Black? He's gone. Uh-oh. He must be fighting practice battle somewhere. The assistant director then sits next to the accordion saying, phew, I'm thirsty. Uh-oh. He then goes to run off saying, I'll go get something to drink. I'll be back in a flash, so I'll just leave this here. Dummy. Oh, only for a Scraggy as well as a Scrafty to roll up. See, that's why I'm just so taken aback by the evolution, because, like, it is barely a change. Although I do like the look of Scrafty overall, so I can't criticize it too much. The Scraggy starts playing with the accordion, and the Scrafty plays with the Scraggy's bagginess. Yeah, that's always weird to me because I think it's supposed to be like skin. Is it skin that they shed or is it skin that they currently have on? But they like it because it kind of the way the accordion flops kind of mimics the way their pants like things flop down, and they have a chuckle about it, and then they run off with the accordion. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Black's Galvantula is training against his Muna. Black says, don't go easy on each other because this is only training. Give it all you've got, as Muna dodges several webs shot out by Galvantula. I love saying that word name, Galvantula. Black says, good, now let's try that new move you just learned. Don't hold back now. Electro Ball. Unfortunately, this almost hits the director, who dodged out of the way. Black says, oops again. Looks like you overreached and slipped out of your hands. As the director says, hey you! Oh boy, every time. Only for the assistant director to come running over saying, Mr. Director, the accordion. The director says, what do you mean it's gone? Black says, and you think I did it, huh? Which That's not fair. He wasn't even near the place that near it. As Black and White are sitting on the bench as the director just freaking lays it all out, he says, why didn't I go way back? But I don't see any reason to trust you yet. Besides, you're the only one who was all by yourself here, and you don't have an alibi. I mean, wouldn't he presently have it on him? And to top it off, the terrace and this field where you were trading are right next to each other and within easy walking distance. The assistant says, that's right, you're the prime suspect. But the director kicks him in the face, saying, you shouldn't have taken your eyes off his instrument in the first place. Which is true. But that's really unfair, because Black just made himself busy and then you're going to start accusing him? Screw this guy. But Black sees the troubled look on White's face, and he thinks, White worked so hard to get this job. Now she's in trouble again because of me. He then calls out, fine, I'll prove that I'll prove that the BW agency is innocent. Nobody make a move. Come on, Musha. And so the Muna clomps onto his head. The musician says, well, what is he? White says, Black's head is filled to bursting with his dream of winning the Pokemon League. There's no space left for him to devote to other thoughts, so he has Muna eat his dream to empty his head, which feels such a fascinating concept. Black thinks, blank. The information in front of me is flowing into my head. My head is blank, and the information is turning to black. The ones who did this are over there, as he susses out the Scraggy and Scrafty. He says, come on, let's lure them out. Let me borrow this, as he grabs the pants off of the assistant director. Ew. As he puts them on, he says, I thought so, too baggy for me. The assistant director says maybe the director's pants would fit? As the director bops him. Black then simulates a Scraggy or Scrafty, pulling up the pants and having them flop down repeatedly. White questions, what are you doing? But Black notices the two have taken an interest in the up and down motion. Black says, they're here, over there. I see you hiding. And he has his Tepig going for an Ember attack. And Scraggy and Scrafty leap out over the attack. White says, Scraggy and Scrafty. Black pulls out his Pokedex, which reads, Scraggy, the shedding Pokemon. Its skin has a rubbery elasticity, so it can reduce damage by defensively pulling its skin up to its neck. Oh, so it is skin. Ew. I've always found that a little gross. Black says, Pokemon with baggy skin. Bet they were drawn to the accordion because it looks like them. That liquid at the scene of the crime was acid. Acid that you spat out of your mouth, right? Oh, ew. When they laugh, it produces acid? I hope it didn't damage the accordion. He has Tepig attack, but the Scraggy and Scrafty managed to defend by blocking it with their elastic skin. Ew. Like, I like the idea that it's just like shed skin that they just wear as clothing. Because I don't know, the thought that it's just the bagginess of their skin is really weird to me. They didn't jump into the brush. White says, quick, go after them. The Black says, relax, this is all part of my plan. Remember what the movie director said? Remember what's behind these bushes? The field where, White says, the field where you've been practicing your battles, right? Black says, and do you remember what move Tula used to attack Musha? As a giant electric blast goes off. And as they make their way into the bushes, the director says, a spiderweb, and it's conducting electricity. As we see the Scraggy and Scrafty is zapped by the electronet, and by them in the brush, the accordion. Black says, found it. Here you go, as he hands it over to the musician. The musician says, thank you very much. White then calls out to Black and says, with a kind of worried look, your skill set is better suited for this kind of thing, isn't it? Black smiles, but White says, but I still need you to learn how to help out with marketing. Black says, what? Later, the director says, and cut. That's a wrap. It's a wrap. White hands over Black's Tepig, saying, thanks, and good luck with your gym battle. Black says, thank you. White then questions, how's your research going? Black says, great. Time to battle the gym leader of, yep, and I lost the name. Narsaran City, Lenora, otherwise known as the archaeologist with backbone. He's an expert on normal-type Pokemon. Has this been edited? Because I know there was a big controversy with Lenora's design. So you got me wondering. Nope, it has not. So they were already doing the editing where Lenora doesn't have her apron on. because it looked a little too much like a insensitive Black stereotype. Black says she's an expert on normal type Pokemon. As he runs off, he says, "See you later." The director then says, "White, your Pokemon are real acting pros." White says, "Thank you." The director then says, "You're bound to get bigger and bigger jobs, but it would help to have connections with major studios. You've heard of Nimbasa City, haven't you?" See, that name I know easily. Well, they're thinking of putting on some kind of show with Pokemon actors, and they're soliciting ideas. Why don't you put in a proposal for the project? Okay, Nimbasa City. That's Elisa's city with the gym and stuff. What does Nimbasa City have? Yeah, it has several theaters and stuff. Musical theater. Oh, you can do a bit of a mini game there. Okay, yeah, so White definitely was an answer to a lot of the more performative aspects of Black and White and Black 2 and White 2. Okay. Man, Tepig has not reached that high of a level in a hot minute, despite the fact that it feels like he uses Tepig plenty. It's still only level 15. Oh well. Alright, the who's this Pokemon of this chapter? Patrat. In adventure number 13, Battle at the Museum. Like Night at the Museum, but more extreme. And Black arrives at said museum, saying, "Here it is, the Nasreen City Gym." As they look over some fossils of what I think a fossil of a Dragonite, he says, "Surprise, Musha? This gym doubles as a museum. A meteorite from outer space, ancient writings carved into stone tablets, skeletons, fossils. Oh, it's a fossil of an Armaldo. Is that like a Dragonite skeleton? I don't think the tailbone would really look like that, though. Or else it would never be able to move its tail." A man says, "Take your time, enjoy. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask." Black tells his Muna, "This is Mr. Hawes, the assistant director of the museum." Oh, is he in the game? Yes, it appears he is. Oh, he's Lenora's husband. Oh my. Here you go, man. Oh, that's what's up. Got a little bit of that jungle fever. I should not say that. His wife Lenora is the museum director and gym leader. Hawes says, "You're very knowledgeable, aren't you?" Wait, so is Hawes his first name, or is Lenora's full name Lenora Hawes? Okay, Hawes is his first name. Okay. Hawes says, "You're very knowledgeable, aren't you?" Black says, "Of course, I do my research." Hawes questions, "And who are you, pray tell?" Black says, "My name is Black. I'm here for a gym battle." Suddenly, a voice comes from a monitor behind the reception desk, as I think Lenora pops on, saying, "Oh, hello. You must be the trainer who made that reservation this morning." As we see Lenora looking over I guess, a bone or something with her Patrat and, Stoutland. There we go. "I'll be waiting for you in my office. Good luck getting here." Good luck getting here? Uh-oh. What kind of wild stuff happens? As Hall says, in order to reach Lenora's office, but Black just takes off running up the stairs saying, "I know. Lenora's office is behind the exhibition area, but I can't go there directly. First, I have to locate the entrance by solving clues in this library's books." Oh, you actually have to... Are you sure Lenora's not my wife? My god. Black says, "First, this one. Says my first Pokemon. There's the hidden clue. If I solve this puzzle, it'll tell me where to go next. The bookshelf in the center row. And then, let's see, 2 from the back, 1 to the left, 2 to the front, there." As he pulls away some books, he finds a hidden button. Oh man, shoot. This is kind of night. Not just night at the museum, it's kind of like hidden treasure. Suddenly, a bookshelf behind him moves away to reveal a hidden staircase leading downward. Black says, "A hidden stairway to the basement." Swallows and says, "So this is..." And as he takes his time getting downstairs, there's Lenora looking at her watch saying, "It took you just 3 minutes and 30 seconds to reach my office. Impressive. The fastest record by far." Ooh, I like this. She ready to throw down. As Black continues to make his way down the stairs, he says, "I know my way around libraries. I visit them all the time ever since I was little. Whenever I got curious about something, I go to a library to look it up." Lenora says, "I thought you were an instinctive trainer, but it appears you prepare meticulously too. Well then." And just because I need to call it out, so it's been edited that Lenora, whereas she was previously wearing an apron, not so much now, which is kind of unfortunate because I get why they made the changes, but I don't know. The apron doesn't look that bad, at least in my opinion, but I do like her outfit without it too. And so that kind of helped. And if she was just going to toss it to the side anyway, I don't feel like there was too much of a need to edit around it. But unfortunately, I feel that because of the controversy, maybe that's why they removed her from Black 2 and White 2. Well, in the capacity that she was in Black 2 and White 2. Oh well, I mean, it's not the biggest deal around. Having it slumped over her shoulders isn't the worst thing ever. But Lenora says, since you've done your homework, I'm guessing you've looked up what type of gym leader I am, haven't you? As she sends out her Stoutland. Black says, of course, as he sends out his Muna. Plus, I know to watch out for your powerful Stoutland. Lenora, holding her Patrat in a Pokeball, says, welcome to my gym, challenger. This is a rotation battle. You may use 2 Pokemon. My other Pokemon is a Patrat. Now let's see what your other Pokemon is. Black has his Muna use Hypnosis, but Stoutland, did it use Shout or Roar? But it causes Muna to be kind of freaked out and go back into its Pokeball. And it forces out Braviary, which, I mean, that might not be an advantaging thing to you because its Braviary is the strongest Pokemon. Black is shocked, saying, she forced me to change to Brave? Lenora says, I use Roar. Surprise. And then he has Stoutland use Ice Fang. It's dang. Ooh, and that Ice Fang is digging in. My God, it is... Is Braviary getting a frozen status effect? Or is it paralyzed? But Lenora smugly says, didn't exactly work out as planned, eh? You were hoping to dispose of my powerful Stoutland first by putting it to sleep with hypnosis, weren't you? Black is shocked, thinking she saw right through me. Lenora's other Pokemon is Patrat, a scout Pokemon. Her Patrat figured out that my second Pokemon was a Braviary. That's why Lenora chose Roar. I have to anticipate this. I should have anticipated this. I know about Patrat's keen eyesight. I did my research. I shouldn't have been taken by surprise. I got cocky. I thought this battle would be as good as over once I got rid of Stoutland, because it's the stronger Pokemon. See, this makes me think of Platinum too. He went in with an analytical mind, but he wasn't ready on the fly for any possibilities. He was thinking too straightforward. The only one I really need to watch out for was Patrat. Lenora smiles, saying, being prepared doesn't always guarantee you success. Which is true, and I like her. She is very capable. Like, dang. She ain't playing around. This is actually, for the second gym battle, this is actually pretty dang good. Oh, I was looking up some trivia, and apparently Lenora is the only Unova gym leader that Ash had to re-battle in order to get his badge. Dang! That's actually saying something. Because, to be the only gym leader in the region that gave the main character had to do a do-over with, that's actually impressive. I do love Lenora's hair though too, because man, you don't really get hair that actually kind of feels like something a Black anime character would have. But she's a tough one. Freaking battle wife. Ooh, Stoutland is just running the ones on Braviary. Dang, okay. Shoot, I said Braviary was Black's toughest Pokemon, but dang, Braviary is just getting that business. Black thinks to himself, should I put Brave back in the Pokeball? No, she just used Roar again. And as Braviary starts to get frozen over by the attack, or maybe it already was, Lenora says dismissively, looks like you're out of luck. Dang. Meanwhile, back at Cafe Warehouse, White questions, Mr. Director, I'm not ready to join a planning committee. What could I possibly contribute? But as the director accesses his cross transceiver, he says, come on, just open your cross transceiver. Oh snap. She ends up in a call with Elisa, and she then thinks, whoa, it's the mayor of Nimbasa City. She takes off her hat and brings out her business card saying, nice to meet you. I'm White, president of the BW agency. The mayor says, I've heard all about you. I hear tell you're a capable young promoter. Like, dang. Yeah, I like the idea that because of her constant hustle, no matter what, even through the ups and downs, she actually did make a good impression on certain people. And it's true, but it doesn't always work. But sometimes it really pays off. The mayor says, well, lay it on me. What do you propose? How do you recommend we liven up Nimbasa City and promote tourism? White questions my proposal? You see some other people are in the conference call with Elisa and the mayor, as one man says, Mr. Mayor, we've explored 100 angles. Another one says, the movie we made was no good. Another man says, our CDs don't sell. Our coffee table photography books stay on the shelves. While another says, we've got an outstock of souvenirs. I blame the economy. While the other says, why worry about it? We've still got an amusement park. While another says, in several sport facilities, do we really need another development? But the mayor says, troubled, the number of tourists has remained stagnant for some time now, which means if we don't come up with a new attraction soon, people will get bored of Nimbasa City. They all discuss amongst themselves. As long as the numbers don't go down, there's nothing to worry about. All we need is a steady stream of regular visitors. It would cost a lot of capital to start something new, but change is good. White then chimes in and catches Elisa's attention as she says, how about producing a musical? The mayor questions this, but White says, you've got a theater already, right? You could stage an original production with it. Tourists would flock to a live performance they couldn't see anywhere else. Movies, CDs, coffee table books, those are fine, but they're all forms of passive entertainment, right? If you could create something unique that people could feel they're a part of in real time, maybe participate in. Oh, never mind. I'm probably way off base. And for a moment, there's nothing but silence on the other line. White thinks to herself, I should have kept my mouth shut. Well, the mayor says, you're a genius. She says, huh? Okay, then we cut back to Black, tending to his frozen Pokemon, Braviary. He then says, Lenora? She answers yes. Black asks, why is your office hidden in the museum basement? Lenora goes over to her podium saying, isn't it obvious? This is both a Pokemon gym and my personal research lab. Ancient artifacts and Pokemon battles, those are far more important to me than the museum pieces upstairs. I wanted to keep them near to me, though, for fear of losing them. He says, gazing wistfully at a fossil. Black says, I get it. You'll do whatever it takes to keep the things you care about safe. That goes for us, too. Winning the Pokemon League is a dream, and a goal we'll never let go of. That's why we train all the time, and we're already giving each battle everything we've got. The best of our athleticism, our unique abilities, and our strategy. He says his Braviary manages to power through the frozen status effect and leap back into action. Lenora says, so, you've got the guts to keep fighting after all the damage you've taken. But do you really think that frozen body has Snowball's chance in summer against my unscathed Stoutland? Black tells her, there's no need for me to battle Stoutland. Oh, nice. Black has Braviary use Whirlwind, which manages to forcibly switch out Stoutland for Patrat, much to Lenora's shock. Black laughs. Braviary has the same power. I've pulled your Patrat out. Patrat, even with your great eyesight, you can't see things that are invisible. So as Braviary goes on the attack, Patrat can't see where it's coming from until it's too late, as he's been struck in the back. Lenora says, air slash, an invisible blade of air. Black says, one down. Oh snap! Oh snap! He's back on the offensive. Okay, Tepe has managed to level up finally to level 16. Man, you think he'd level up a little bit faster? I'm really curious what happens if he evolves. Alright, new chapter. Who's that Pokemon is Stoutland. It's adventure number 14, defeating Stoutland. Oh, the Pokemon's name is actually in the title this time. As Patrat falls, Black thinks to himself, yes, I was close, but I knocked Lenora's Patrat out of the battle. The only Pokemon left is, and Lenora brandishes her. Is that a Great Ball that Stoutland's in? It's been a while, so I can't really remember. But she sends out Stoutland, as Black thinks her powerful Stoutland. He says, "Be careful, Brave. Don't get frozen again, right?" And you see Stoutland ready with that ice fang. Black says, "Don't let Stoutland get near you. Keep your distance." Black then thinks to himself, "Meanwhile, I gotta do some thinking. I need a bright idea. Even a dim one would do. I've got to cook up a plan to defeat Stoutland. Let's see. What are the moves Stoutland uses in this battle so far?" See, this is actually interesting because Black, in the midst of battle, he's able to think a lot more clearly and honestly. But when he's in any other situation, he needs Muna in order to help him think clearly. Will there ever come a time where I'm wondering where he's not able to think his way out of it? Black thinks, what are the moves Stoutland used in this battle so far? First, Roar. Second, Ice Fang. Third is likely to be Takedown. We're only allowed to use 4 moves, so what will she choose last? What will she choose? What will she choose? While Lenora smiles to herself, saying, "He's thinking excellent. I like trainers who use their head. I wonder what conclusion you'll come to." Black thinks to himself, he hasn't used the 4th move yet. She must be saving it as her trump card. But why? There's got to be a reason. A reason she wouldn't use it until now. And then he comes to a realization. But just then, Lenora uses it. Last resort. Ooh, dang. Too little too late. Stoutland launches Braviary into the ground, knocking it out. Black comes over saying she used her other 3 moves first, because this move only works after you've used all your other ones. Oh, okay. Dang. Lenora strikes a bit of a pose, saying, "Your hunch was right. You didn't come up with a countermeasure. How frustrating for you. But that's what a Pokemon battle is all about. Now we each have only 1 Pokemon left. Hurry up. Bring it out." And so, a very word, Black brings out his Muna and says, "We'll go with our first plan." It has Muna use Hypnosis, but Braviary manages to dodge. Black says again. Stoutland manages to dodge. Black says again, and Stoutland dodges again. Black says, "Ugh. Musha keeps missing, but its accuracy is only 60%. Lenora says, "Huh? Do you seriously think the only reason you're missing is that the move's accuracy is low?" Black questions this, just as Lenora manages to dodge the continued Hypnosis attack. She says, "Careful now. Don't damage my display cases with wild attacks. They're full of precious bones and fossils, you know. I love bones and fossils. They represent our roots." Black woman talking about roots. Okay then. There was a time when this bone was clothed in flesh, when it was alive, but the body returned to dust, and only the bones remained. Now I safeguard these bones. You ought to ponder the history of this bone. It's important. The same goes for your history with your Pokemon. This Stoutland and I have been together since it was just a Lillipup. You seem like the kind of boy who cares about his roots. That's why I can't believe you're saying the attacks are missing because the move's accuracy is low. With that mindset, you won't get very far. He's trying to teach him a little something. Black thinks to himself, roots. The roots of a Stoutland. Before it evolved, it was a herdier. Before that, a Lillipup. Black brings out his Pokedex and reads the entry for Lillipup. Lillipup, the pup Pokemon. The long hair around its face provides an amazing radar that lets it sense subtle changes in its surrounding. Black repeats the information, saying, Stoutland retains that ability, and it's using it to detect Musha's attack. Which means I have to use an effective counter strategy. Lenora says, "Bingo. Well done." But she has Stoutland use Takedown to Muna. Oof, Muna's suffering that attack. Black says, "Takedown again? Musha, are you okay?" But as he's tending to his Muna, he tells Lenora, "Thanks, Lenora. Now that I've gotten this far, I won't use a cheap trick like Hypnosis to put Stoutland to sleep before we attack. I'll go for an all-or-nothing last-ditch attack." He sends Muna in. Lenora tells Stoutland to use Takedown, but Black has Muna use Zen Headbutt, which Zen Headbutt is a powerful move. Zen Headbutt, maybe I'm wrong, but I know that Zen Headbutt was one of the more powerful attacks that I had in my repertoire. I used that quite a few times. I don't think it's as powerful as Takedown, though. But none of them are as powerful as Last Resort. Ooh, okay. From the double attacks, or the cross attacks, both Stoutland and Muna fall. Black says, "Both of them? Down?" A double knockout? Lenora seems to ponder the situation for a moment and tells Black to come on up here to her desk. Oh, she brandishes a gym badge saying, "That's proof of your victory. I'm giving you the basic badge." Black says, but it was a double knockout, wasn't it? Lenora turns the monitor on her desk, saying, "Let's watch the instant replay." See? And she shows Stoutland hitting the ground first. Ah, she's a stickler for technicalities. I like her. She is nothing if not fair. Lenora says, "See?" Black says, "Oh, I did it." Lenora says, satisfied. And Black leaps in the air saying, "Hooray!" Lenora's such a mom. Lenora tells him to tell the truth. "I was pretty sure it was all over when you used Zen Headbutt. You said you were going for an all-or-nothing last-ditch attack, but you already expected to win, didn't you?" Black says, "Huh?" Lenora tells him, "When a Pokemon uses Takedown, it incurs recoil damage. That's what made the difference." Because I'm like, I was thinking to myself, Stoutland didn't really receive many hits. Would it have fallen like that? I don't know. I mean, his Zen Headbutt is powerful, but I don't think it would have drained Stoutland of all of its HP. But I didn't even think about the fact that Takedown incurs recoil. Dang. Lenora pats Black on the head, saying, "My Stoutland used Takedown several times on your Braviary, and once on your Munna. You figure Stoutland couldn't handle any more recoil. That's why you chose Zen Headbutt, right?" Black says, "Yep, but you and your Stoutland didn't show any signs of tiring, so it's still pretty much an all-or-nothing last-ditch effort, right?" Lenora laughs. As Black and Lenora exit from the battle area, Lenora says, "Oh my, the museum has closed." Her husband, Pause, says, "Nice work, Lenora." Lenora says, "It's late." "Oh, but White is already there," calling out to Black. And she's all grins. She goes and grabs Black's hand, saying, "I'm so happy." Black says, "Huh? Oh, aw shucks, my victory isn't that big a deal." But White is just shaking him all around, saying, "Guess what? Nimbasa City has been searching for a Pokemon project, and they chose my idea. Yahoo! They're going to put on a Pokemon musical. They're building a special theater and everything to attract more tourists. The mayor of Nimbasa City asked me to come right away to plan the show. There's going to be music and dancing Pokemon. Oh, what about costumes and props? I know, I'll borrow the Nasarina City shops for inspiration." I couldn't think of it for a moment. Oh, my head is so full of dreams for this musical, I can't focus on anything else. And Munna is already trying to go for her head. White takes off, saying, "We'd better get our beauty sleep. We'll have to get up bright and early to check out the local stores and then head straight for Nimbasa City." And as White takes off, Munna follows and Black follows Munna, saying, "Oh, wait!" All while Lenora just watches them and laughs. Ah, what youthful enthusiasm. Heads full of dreams. But suddenly, there's a ringing at the phone at the front desk. Lenora comes over, saying, "Who could it be calling at this hour?" Says, "Hello?" And Clay answers, "It's me." Lenora says, "Oh, hi, Clay. How are you?" Clay says, "We found a new stone up on Twist Mountain today. Never seen nothing like it before." Lenora says, "A stone?" Clay, who is surrounded by Excadrill, Prokhorok, and Palpito, says, "Yep, my Excadrill dug it out of an ancient strata of dirt." As Clay goes to touch it, there's some kind of energy that zaps him. He says, "Ow!" His hand trembles as he tells Lenora, "I've been in this line of work 28 years. People call me the Miner King, but I haven't the foggiest what this rock is. One thing's for sure, there's a heck of a lot of energy stored in this mineral. That's why I rung you, Lenora. You specialize in ancient artifacts. I want you to analyze it at your museum and keep it there. To be honest, it gives me the willies." Lenora says, "All right, I'll be glad to examine it. I'll come pick it up right away." Clay says, "Great. I knew I could count on you. Thanks a bunch. I'll be waiting for you." But unbeknownst to Clay, up in his vent, there seems to be a spy camera observing him, and more importantly, the orb. Oh, it's the Shadow Triad of Team Plasma. As I say, no doubt about it, that's the Dark Stone. We see they're observing from friggin' look like a Hummer from some area. I guess it's on the outskirts of the city. One asks, "Shall we go steal it?" Another says no. Lenora is on her way. Dealing with 2 gym leaders at once could get awkward. There's no hurry. We know where the stone is going. We can nab it when the time is right. At least we're a step closer now to our ideal Unova, the deep black dragon-type Pokémon. Oh, Zekrom. Is Zekrom landing somewhere? Huh. Also, I didn't realize it has these flipper-like things, but then there's little hands, like, right underneath. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Huh. And the last chapter of this video. And yeah, just this video. It is, who's that Pokemon is Cofagria. How do you say that? Cofagrigus? Huh. You know, I know the Pokemon, but I guess I'm realizing I've never actually, or at least I don't remember hearing the name out loud. How odd. But it's adventure number 15, The Mystery of the Missing Fossil. Oh, okay. We pick up in Lenora's museum/gym, where the members of Team Plasma that we saw before at the Dream Yard observe the Dragonite fossil, saying, the dragon-type Pokemon fossil. Apparently this poor Pokemon had an accident while flying around the world and ended up fossilized. The smallest of them says, how thrilling. The middle one says, power fit for a hero. It's a shame to put it on display here for common people to gawk at. I'm sure this dragon would prefer to be in the company of our king in Team Plasma. There's where Team Plasma gets a lot less noble. Because they go from, oh, these people, they should be free, or this should be in a natural place, or we should give this fossil a proper burial. It's like, no, for the glory of our king. It's like, I get that you're dressed as really cringe-looking paladins and all that, but, y'all ain't noble at all. Oh, where is this? Oh, this is a shop. Okay. Black shouts, hey, boss. I said, hey, boss. And while White is having GG try out these little, I guess, Pokemon beds, he says, why are you shouting? What's the matter, Black? Black runs in place saying, we've accomplished everything we came to Nasserine City for. So come on, let's head for our next destination. Well, White ignores him talking to the sales associate, I guess? Saleswoman says, but look at this bed. Wouldn't it just be perfect for Gigi's naps as Gigi is lounging? The saleswoman says, all this furniture is one of a kind and handmade by moi. Oh, that's actually impressive. Really? All of this stuff in here? Dang. White says, ooh, this is adorable too. As they head outside, White says, this city is a lot of fun, isn't it? So many fancy cafes and boutiques. Hey, let's check out this shop too. Oh, Black grows increasingly angry. Oh, only for them to be interrupted by Mr. Hawes coming running through the street saying, oh dear, oh dear. White says, that's the assistant director of Nasserine Museum. As he comes running through saying, what'll I do? What'll I do? Black says, Mr. Hawes. He comes running over saying, what's wrong? Hawes says, please, I desperately need your help. And as they head back to the museum, they see that the dragon fossil has been taken. Dang, they wasted no time. But how did they get out of the museum? Black says, huh? While White says, what happened to the dragon-type fossil that was on display here? Hawes says, it's been stolen. Someone took it last night. Only took my eyes off it for a moment. Black says, it has? Cut to Hawes on a call with Lenora where she goes, I'll be back soon. Pull yourself together, hon. I mean, Assistant Director Hawes. Hawes says, I'm so sorry, Lenora. Also, a couple of other exhibits were stolen as well. Dang, they cleaned them out. White says, Mr. Hawes, please calm down. My assistant Black is investigating the scene of the crime as we see Black going into blank mind mode. As he analyzes the scene, he catches sight of some footprints, and as he takes Moon off his head, he says, the thieves are headed west, and they haven't gotten very far. They did it on foot? Huh. Hawes says, really? Black takes off saying, I'm going after them. You stay here in case they come back for more. White calls out, wait, Black! But as he's gone, she thinks to herself, if they do come back, what could the two of us possibly do about it? She looks to Hawes, who also doesn't seem the most capable. As Black is making his way down the street, he's called out to by, oh, that's the that's the bug-type gym leader. Had to look up the name real quick. Berg! He calls out, "Hey, you there! You're in an awful hurry. Maybe this will slow you down." Oh, what, why? He has his Venipede, yeah. Or, no, that's the other one. Yeah, Whirlipede. Whirlipede, there we go. Bowl him over. Black says, "What did you do that for?" As he brings out Braviary. Berg says, "My apologies. I just wanted to stop you so we could talk." Berg does a little bit of a little thing you do when you're trying to get the angles and dimensions of something you want to draw. He says, "My name is Berg. Berg the artist." Oh, not introducing himself as a gym leader. Interesting. "You're investigating the theft at the museum, right? I'll join you." But as Black takes off, Berg says, "Wait up. Aren't you curious why I know about the theft?" Black says, "Nope." Berg says, "What if I'm the thief?" Black says, "You aren't." Berg says, "Okay, fine. I'll let you in on a little secret then. The truth is, Lenora called me to help with the investigation. I was suffering from a bad case of artist block anyway, though some fresh air might do me good. You know how it is. I'm hoping this crime will provide some inspiration for my work." Man, Black is really not indulging this guy. As Black just takes off, Berg says, "Oh my. That's some attitude you've got there. Why don't you like me?" Black says, "I don't dislike you." As he pulls out his Pokedex, he brings out the entry on the Venipede on Berg's shoulder saying, "Venipede, the centipede Pokemon. Its bite injects a potent poison, enough to paralyze large bird Pokemon that try to prey on it." Black says, "Let's see now. Large flying-type Pokemon are the natural enemy of your Venipede. It seems slightly afraid of Brave. Brave noticed that too, so it's keeping its distance from Venipede. Probably afraid of getting poisoned since Venipede is so powerful." Berg says, "You seem to know a lot about your Pokemon." Black pats Braviary, saying, "Of course I do. We're friends. We share a dream of winning the Pokemon League together." Berg then says, "So you've known your Braviary for a long time?" Black says, "Yep. I met Brave for the first time but something catches Black's attention. That's interesting. The moment he had to talk about his Pokemon, he opened right on up. He says, "Berg, you've got to hide now. I found it." "Oh, what the?" It's just on the bridge? What's it on? Why is it just here? Berg says, "I don't know who these thieves are, but they certainly are bold. They didn't even bother to hide the skeleton they stole. The other stolen artifacts are here too. Maybe they knew we were in pursuit, so they dropped the loot and made a break for it." Black says, "I sure hope so. Anyway, let's go retrieve it." As Berg takes a peek at the skeleton, he says, "Oh, this is an inspiring image." Suddenly, the bones start to move. As Berg says, "What the?" And the Dragonite bones loom in towards him. What the heck? Meanwhile, back at the museum, Paz is freaking out, saying, how is Black getting along? Did he find the skeleton or didn't he? If he doesn't find it, Lenora's going to shout at me. Miss White, how is he progressing?" While White thinks to herself, "I'm going to shout at you in a minute." This relationship is more common than you think. It's like, I don't want to be shouted out by my wife. It's not abusive. It's just that he's a pleaser. He wants his wife to be happy at all times. At the very thought of her being mad at him at any capacity just puts the guy on edge. I've seen relationships like this all the time. Not that I'm speaking from personal experience. White then accesses her cross transceiver, saying, "Fine, I'll give him a buzz." As Black appears on the device, he says, "Hi, Black, how's it going?" Black says, "You called at a really bad time, boss." White says, "But bad?" Haas jumps in, saying, "How bad?" As Black is in the midst of action, he says, "Mr. Hawes, I found the skeleton, but it doesn't seem to want to be found." As he shows off Berg being held up by the skeleton. Oh man. White says, It's moving." Hawes says, "But that's impossible." And Hawes says, "And why is it manhandling Berg?" White questions Berg. Hawes is about to say Berg but he's cut off as Black just dodges the Dragonite skeleton swinging at him. Jeebus. I wasn't ready for this one. Does this happen in the game? Like, wait a minute, what the heck is going on? Okay, so they only take the skull in the game. It doesn't get as crazy as this. Cause it's just like, man, this is kind of wild. Okay, so the gym is only the top half, or just part of the museum. Okay, I was wondering if I could see the bones actually on display in the game, but nothing that I look at is showing me it. Because I wasn't sure if it was a full skeleton in the game or if it's just the head. But this Berg is thrown around. He says, this is crazy, but kind of avant-garde at the same time. Oh, God. Berg, no. Yes, I'm definitely getting inspired. On the other hand, actually, I wouldn't mind getting rescued too. Let go of me. Let me go. I said, let me go. And Black calls out, calm down, Berg. As I suspected all along, no skeleton could move like this all on its own. Whatever's making this skeleton walk must be somewhere nearby. Hey, whoever's behind this, show yourselves! As he has Braviary attack a location, revealing one of the 7 sages. Who is this? Rom of the 7 sages. Or, no, Gorm. Gorm. And the 3 female plasma members from that we met at the Dream Yard. Interesting. White sees this saying, Team Plasma, we saw those 3 at the Dream Yard, but who's that other man? So, you suspected we were controlling it, and you knew we were heading west as well. But how? Black says, the footprints at the museum. At first I thought they were the footprints of the Pokémon who carried off the fossil skeleton, but they headed straight from the skeleton's pedestal to the outside. Oh, it was the footprints of the skeleton. Interesting. So I deduced that somehow you made the skeleton move on its own, using the power of a Pokémon, like a psychic type or ghost type Pokémon. Gorm says, Black then tells them, and if the skeleton was moving under its own power, it couldn't have been heading east. It's too big to get through the city's eastern gate, so it had to go west, where there is no gate. Wow, you even memorized the layout of the area? That's interesting. Oh, okay. Actually, looking at the angle of the fossil, what I thought was part of the tail is the pelvis bone. Man, Dragonite's got a weird pelvis bone. I gotta look at the pelvis bones for like other lizard animals and stuff, because that is wild. Gorm claps, saying, quite astute. It's an honor to meet you. The short Team Plasma member says, Team Plasma Grunt says, the boy is everything you reported him to be. Oh, no. This is Gorm saying it to the Grunt, saying, this boy is everything you reported him to be. It would be better if he did not exist. Only for Black to be slashed at from behind by the statue. Black thinks, there's just one thing I haven't figured out yet. Where is the Pokemon who's animating the skeleton? Judging from how fast and accurately the skeleton attacked me, the controlling Pokemon must be able to see it clearly, which means I ought to be able to see it clearly too. Is it in the statue of the Pokemon, maybe? Wait, dang it! I forgot which Pokemon was listed at the beginning of this chapter. Black looks around. Oh, the sarcophagi. I can't remember what the name of the Pokemon is. Cophagregious. There we go. That's the name. Cophagregious. There we go. Okay. Black says, okay. It's all or nothing now. Berg, I need your help. Launch your Whirlipede at me again at top speed. Berg is shocked, but says, looks like I'm not the only one that's this fracas is inspiring. Will do. Go, Whirlipede. And as Whirlipede heads towards Black, he gets in position saying, my real target is there. And he redirects Braviary into the sarcophagus, which reveals itself to be Cophagregious. I have heard this Pokemon's name before. Berg says, what the? I thought that was just an old artifact, but it's actually a ghost-type Pokemon? Black says, there weren't any ancient coffins on the list of stolen items. Gorm says, come back, Cophagregious. But Berg is at the ready, calling out to Whirlipede, telling it to use Pursuit, slamming Cophagregious in the back. Cophagregious is downed, and the animated bones unanimate, dropping Berg, who lands with a flourish, always with style. As Black and Berg loom over the artifacts, Black says, we're taking all the museum exhibits back. That was actually good. I wasn't sure Berg was actually going to be helpful. For a second, I thought he was just going to be a joke for this chapter, so we can underplay him being a gym leader. But no, this was actually a very good team up. The tall grunt says, after all our hard work stealing that fossil. The shorter one says, how will we achieve our dream, our king's dream now? Gorm then says, don't worry, comrades. Like you, I have pledged allegiance to our king. It appears this fossil is not the one we seek after all. He then quotes something saying, a hero shall arise to lead the world. A Pokemon will appear to fight by that hero's side. The dragon-type Pokemon Team Plasma seeks lies elsewhere. The short grunt says, oh, Master Gorm of the Seven Sages. Gorm then says, and now I take my leave. And in a flash of light, they're gone. As Black and Berg take the fossils and other artifacts back to the museum, Haw comes running out saying, you got the fossil back. Lenora will be ever so pleased. Berg shakes Black's hand saying, not only that, but I myself have been artistically inspired to create new masterpieces. Thank you for a wonderful adventure. Black says, aw shucks, it was nothing. Your Whirlipede's attack was amazing too, Berg. Whirlipede is a great fit for an experienced trainer like you. Berg says, that's right. I was just going with the flow back there, but you lured me into helping you so you wouldn't have to bring out your other Pokemon, didn't you? Black says, yeah, how could you tell? I didn't want to reveal all the tricks up my sleeve just yet. After all, I'll be battling you sooner or later since you're the gym leader of Castelia City. Yeah. It took me a while to kind of put together that he definitely knows who Berg is. There's no way he wouldn't. Berg chuckles. Huh? You knew? Black says, of course. I've done my research. I know all about all the gym leaders because I plan to win the Pokemon League. And Black is one of the few people who actually thoroughly knows about all the gym leaders, all of the Elite Four, just everyone. As Black and White takes off, Black waves saying, see you in Castelia City. And White gives a bow saying, thank you for everything. Oz waves them off while Berg laughs. Don't think I'll go easy on you during our gym battle. This relationship. Black has a really good relationship with a lot of the gym leaders. Like, it's not the stuff like with Sapphire where she kind of taught the gym leaders a thing or two in places, which I don't mind. I actually kind of like the fact that there's just this sense of honor between them. And Platinum kind of had that too, but it was kind of offhanded to a certain degree. I don't know if that's the word I'd go with. There's just something about the way he interacts with these gym leaders. Like, they're trying to help him grow, but they see some kind of spark in the kid that just makes them want to, like, help him develop, help him get stronger, kind of something like that. They've never felt more like experts in their field. Like, I want to show this kid, like, here's what you need to learn about these kinds of Pokemon. Oh, but Berg then says, I don't know if it's to himself or to Hawes. Actually, I'm more worried about Team Plasma. He then thinks back to the words that Gorm said, heroes shall arise to lead the world. A dragon-type Pokemon. Maybe fate is playing tricks on us. Is he thinking about Reshiram and Zekrom? That was fun though. A very good adventure. White essentially kind of moving up in the world, actually planning something for a whole city? That's kind of cool. Well, can't wait till she heads over. I like the fact that we really are kind of exploring White side of things, almost to a certain degree incidentally, but intentionally too. I'm really interested in the twists and turns her story takes. But Black's face-off with Lenora? Dang, good stuff. Just because I just love the fact that Black is learning something from these gym leaders. You can feel his growth through each encounter. A lot like Red to a certain degree, and other gym leaders who face off with protagonists, but it's just so much more obvious here. Black is growing. He's becoming more capable through these encounters. Now, they're not incidental, they're not trying to push it aside. There's just the right amount of importance given to each gym leader. And I hope that continues on throughout. Because I do like a lot of the Unova gym leaders. They're really cool guys. And then that encounter with one of the 7 sages too. Okay. I'm actually kind of glad you do encounter them like this. And you see the plot moving from so early on. Like, we ain't playing around. Team Plasma has its hands in stuff. Much like with, I mean, it's not like we're taken off guard by how they play into things like a lot of other evil teams. Like, when the protagonists get involved with evil teams, it's just kind of like they blindside them to a certain degree. It's like, who are you guys? Or, oh man, who's this? No, it's just like, we know outright, Team Plasma, bad news. Treating them like the menaces they are. And I like that team up with Berg. Does that happen in the game? Do you encounter Berg like that? Or he just kind of steps in and helps you out? But I do love the camaraderie between the gym leaders. That is one thing that, because you can't really do the same thing you did in the original story arc, where the gym leaders were pretty much half down the middle. Some were on the evil side, some were on the good side. Because it starts to become a question of how they remain gym leaders. And even with Price, and you can kind of shake it off with Lieutenant Surge and Sabrina and all that. Because it's just like, oh, there was no evidence of their involvement. It's like, feel like there's a little bit more to that one. But Price is just like, I don't know how you go back to being the gym leader. So I love that they've kind of made it so that the gym leaders are a lot more of a dynamic force. And from what I know about this game, the game that this is based on, the gym leaders really do come together in a lot of the way that we usually see them come together in the manga. But the other games usually don't have it where the gym leaders come together towards the end. You almost never see any of the gym leaders really operating too closely together a lot of the time. But I know that this storyline has the gym leaders like really square up together as a united front. And I think that's cool. But there's already kind of the inklings that, okay, something to do with a dragon type Pokemon is on the horizon. Does Berg know about the legendary dragons? Or is it just a feeling that he has? I can't wait to find out, because the gym leaders, they got those plans in motion. Clay found this ancient artifact. He wants Lenora to analyze it. You know, certain characters are involved in just the right way, and I can't wait to see how it goes down going forward. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you later. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.